Introducing the Ultimate Boxing Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything boxing. From electrifying fight previews to in-depth interviews with the legends of the ring, we break down the biggest bouts round by round. Get inside the minds of the fighters, hear their stories, and feel the intensity of their training. Whether you're a hardcore fan or just starting out, our podcast has got you covered. Stay updated with the latest news, rivalries, and predictions. Tune in and feel the adrenaline, the passion, the raw power of boxing. Boxing is about perseverance, pushing through every challenge. It's the spirit of hard work and dedication that defines a true champion. So what are you waiting for? Like, follow, and subscribe to the Unprofessional Experts podcast. Stay tuned for more exciting updates. Without boxing, nothing in the world means anything.
He just don't seem like a real. Like, I'm a real. No disrespect to you, but I'm a real person. Like, I'm not gonna go up there and act like Tank is not a good fighter. I think Tank is a hell of a fighter. I think he's special. What he does with his talents is amazing to see. I love the way he boxes. But truthfully, same way he asks, "Oh, what have I done for the sport of boxing?" I think he should look in the mirror and ask himself the same question, because it's like, what have you done? Even the guys you knocked out, they all been on a weight clause, weight drain. It looked good to the public and to the people that don't know. But, like, I'm a fighter. I know what's going on. I know what you're doing. You're taking the less talented fighters and putting them in the ring with yourself and making them look as though they are on this level, but they're not. So, until he fight an elite level fighter, I don't want to hear nothing from him.
Take you're not too impressed by his fight with Lamont Roach, fan?
Honestly, I actually like Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter, and I think he's going to shock a lot of people. But, I mean, I just think that, okay, let's say, right, he act like he couldn't get a lot of people in the ring, right? Why didn't he try to get a Edwin De Los Santos? Why wouldn't that be the fight that you want? Since you want to talk bad about me, fight somebody that I fought. Go ahead.
Welcome back, fight fans, man. We are the Unprofessional Experts podcast. Man, it's been a crazy weekend in boxing. Y'all know we got to talk about what's going on. Shout out to the big homie in the new. Hell yeah, straight out of Norfolk, man, the big homie. But we're going to tap into that in just a minute, man. Before we do that, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, tell anybody, tell everybody, because if you do not, just like Kendrick, man, we're going to squabble up. Hey, man, we are available every goddamn where. Just search the Unprofessional Experts podcast and get tuned in. Something special for y'all, man. We just going to jump right into folding chair activity, man. Check out a couple of goofies getting knocked out, man. Hell yeah.
Damn, he got folded like a lawn chair.
Just running.
All right, y'all, let's get right into it. We got a preview for y'all, man. We want to talk about what's been going on with Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach, man. Real exciting scrap coming up. How we feeling about that matchup?
You do feel like it's exciting?
I do, man. I like Lamont Roach. I do. I like Lamont Roach. I feel like he's a good fighter. Even Shakur Stevenson said that he thought that he was a good fighter. And, you know, I don't think it's just going to be a wash. I don't think so. I think it'll be a competitive bout. Gervonta is probably favored, but I think it'll be a good scrap. What you thinking?
I'm a Gervonta fan. All right. So I'm going to start there.
So am I.
And, I mean, I think there's a understanding that Gervonta is at the top, right? He's one of the best of the sport. You know, nobody's going to be like Gervonta's trash, right? We all hold Gervonta here, right? In the hierarchy of the sport of boxing, the sport that we love.
Facts.
But we got to talk about Gervonta's opponents, right? He was underneath the Mayweather Shield, in which it's more reward than risk, and he doesn't have that excuse anymore. And we haven't seen that step up in the pedigree of his opponents just yet, right? And so, when I heard he was fighting Lamont Roach, I'm like, I had to Google him. I'm like, who is Lamont Roach Jr.?
You had to Google Lamont Roach?
I had to Google Lamont Roach, right? No disrespect, because come to find out, he's a champion.
He's
right?
He's decent.
In the weight class below, in which Gervonta fights. So he's coming up to fight Gervonta, right? And so I'm like, let's check out this box rec. So that's what I did. I pulled up the box rec, and of course, I got him matched up with Gervonta March 1st. And I'm looking at this list, and I'm like, who has Lamont Roach fought? I see a loss to Jamel Herring. And then
don't sleep on Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring was a hell of a fighter.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Jamel Herring was nice. Shout out to Jamel Herring.
And I'm looking at this, man. I got Daniel Rosas, Rene Alvarado, Angel Rodriguez, Hector Luis Garcia is a former champ, and
all right. I get where you're going with this. But Lamont Roach, I guarantee you, is looking to put Gervonta Davis on that list, right? He's looking to put Gervonta Davis on that list as a win for him, right? He's looking to add Gervonta Davis's name to their resume, and I think he's got the skill set and he's the quality of fighter to be able to do it. I really do. I really think that.
Now, doing a little bit of research, he can box. He's not trash. It's not. I don't like the word cherry pick. I don't think Lamont Roach is a cherry pick.
I don't think so either.
I think he's skilled, but it's like Gervonta talks so much about what Turkey is doing and how they're bending the knee to Saudi, but they're putting together competitive matchups.
Yeah, that's facts.
Whereas we've got Gervonta fighting who he feels like he wants to fight. It's not on paper. This does nothing for me. No disrespect to Lamont, and I hope Lamont shocks me. Right? I hope he shocks the world. Kudos to him if he does. But Gervonta is in such a tier that we don't need the Lamont Roach fights right now. We need the Shakur Stevensons. We need the Devin Haney's. We need better matchups.
He needs a legacy fight. He needs a legacy fight. I agree with that. Gervonta Davis is at the point in his career where he needs a legacy fight. So if he gets past Lamont Roach, I think that from that point on, then we should be seeing some of that. He can't go on fighting guys that aren't top tier guys in the sport of boxing. I do agree with that. But don't sleep on Lamont Roach is all I'm saying.
Especially if he retires. That's not even a Hall of Fame resume.
If he retires, that's trash. If he retires, that's trash.
It's not even a Hall of Fame resume.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We're talking about Roley, Ryan Garcia,
Frank Martin.
Like, what do we? Come on.
I mean, these are obviously all good fighters, but again, he needs the legacy fight.
He's too good. He needs to face opposition, and we need to see what Tank is made of. There's not enough, evidence out there to say Lamont Roach does that. Talking about a legacy fighter, Lamont Roach is no boogeyman, right? Skillful boxer. All credit to him, right? But just Gervonta is different. And so why is he not taking risks? If he can't find somebody in his weight class, why is he not moving up in weight? He's bringing up Leo Santa Cruz up 2 weight classes to knock him out. What are we doing?
Man, could you imagine seeing Gervonta at 140 or 147?
Matchups
crazy. Yeah, matchups go crazy up there.
And so there's, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, right? I mean, Gervonta is the star. He's literally the star in the sport, and he's not being held accountable for the type of opponents who he's stepping in his ring with. You go from Frank Martin to Lamont Roach. What are we doing?
I agree, man. I agree. But and there are a lot of guys that, well, maybe not a lot, but there are several guys that Gervonta could step in with where everybody would agree, like, yeah, this is the fight we were calling for. This is the fight that we wanted. Shakur obviously being one of them. So
I'll pay for the pay-per-view. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch it. We're going to talk about it afterwards. So no disrespect, I'm actually not trying to shade either fighter, but I think it's a valid argument that we are looking for, like you said, the legacy fight for Gervonta. Now, not to take away from what these guys do in the ring because they're special. right? And so hopefully Lamont Roach gives us a special performance.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too. I hope he puts on a show.
Absolutely. And talking about legacy fights and what it takes, what these guys have to give up, literally the blood, the sweat, the tears. Man, I want to shout out, man, to all of those guys who step in that square circle because they're literally putting their life on the line. Check out this clip, man. It gives a real intuitive, detailed look at the blood and the sweat and the tears that goes into the sport of boxing.
His game so much here. It doesn't look good.
No, that's an awful cut, isn't it? Because it's running into the eye. So
because right now I got Fundora turning this fight around into his favor. I've got a nice little uppercut by Fundora, but winning the last 2 rounds. Yeah.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed that clip. Now we're gonna talk about what happened just went down last night. Keyshawn Davis, man. Let's talk about Keyshawn Davis, man. He's looking good, man. You fight a guy named Denny. What Dennis? what was the game? Shout out to young Denny. I mean, Keyshawn put it on him, man. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but yeah, shout out to Keyshawn Davis, man. He looked really good last night. Just became a world champion. I think the WBO world champion. So shout out to Keyshawn Davis. He's looking really good, man. What are we thinking about that fight?
And the new. Hey, I really like Keyshawn's confidence. It's I don't even want to say it's cocky because in a sport like boxing, I just mentioned it, man, you're putting your life on the line in that ring. If you don't believe in you when you step in there, you don't need to be in there. And so that type of confidence, I always like guys who just wear their confidence on their chest, on their sleeve, like, comparing them to like basketball, man. I love this guy, so I'm gonna bring him up again. Westbrook, confident. Yeah. I'm here. This is what I do. I was a Kobe fan. This is what I do. Right. Keyshawn Davis is all that tutelage. He's cut from that same cloth, and it's like, I box. This is what I do. I am the businessman. I'm here to handle my business. I like what he did, man. He's got 2 brothers, big bro, little bro. Everybody's boxing. He's putting his city on the map. Shout out Norfolk, Virginia.
Shout out Norfolk.
Skilled. Dennis, man, he's out of Ukraine, right? Dennis Baranchik. He was the champ, got the belt from Navarrete. And I thought, it was going to be a good matchup. But, Keyshawn was like, that confidence showed up early. Slick, hard to hit, strong. He's been getting stronger. His last 2 fights been his best 2 fights. And, he's got the legendary Coach Bomac in his corner, calls Terrence Crawford his big brother. And so I'm loving what's going on with that camp, man. I think Keyshawn has the potential to be special. Now, was that the best fight where he got to showcase all of his skills? Probably not. But now he's the champ, and so now he can call some cards. He can call some guys out, like, hey, I got the belt. I got what you want. Come match up with me. See what I got. And I think Keyshawn can actually even get better. But I really like the trajectory of his career by him getting that belt. Big things to come from Keyshawn Davis, I'm sure.
For sure. It's nothing but upside and potential for Keyshawn Davis. I mean, literally the sky's the limit for Keyshawn Davis. I mean, he's a very skilled, mature, strong, like you said, quick, counter punching. I mean, he does so many things well, and then he's calm. Right? When he's in that ring, he's very calm and he's very calculated when he's in there, man. He's a tough out for anybody.
Interesting that you said calm, because they really tried to throw him off of his game. Because they sent him bananas and watermelon. He got pushed, at the face-off. And so there was a lot of mental games going on. There was mental warfare before they got in that ring. And it had zero effect on Keyshawn. And I think that really talks to how skilled he is, because you sent me some bananas and watermelon, I got to come see about it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I ain't going to hold you. That's a tough one right there to deal with mentally. And so you're seeing how mentally strong as well as physically strong Keyshawn Davis is.
Man, sky's the limit. There's a lot of talk about guys like Abdullah Mason, right? And rightfully so. But wait, hold the brakes. He's still in his prospect phase, but Keyshawn is now. He's right here. He had, some previous beef, previous squabbles, and it's time for those matchups.
Right. So let's get in. Let's get into that. Let's dig into that a little bit. So, what does the future hold for Keyshawn Davis at 135? Or do you think he can move around a little bit? Do you think he needs to go back and handle some of these? Like I said, shout out to Kendrick. Some of these squabbles that he didn't had. So what do you think? What's the future?
I mean, talk about the champs at 135, and I think Keyshawn could be a legitimate opponent for all of them. Lomachenko, that's the IBF.
That would be a great matchup.
Keyshawn, he says that's his brother and they'll never fight. But not Keyshawn, but Shakur.
Shakur Stevenson, yeah.
Says that's his brother, they'll never fight. And then, who's the other champ? I don't remember, but it's a loaded weight class.
yeah, it's loaded. We'll come back to that.
It's a loaded weight class. It might be Gervonta. But, man, loaded. The lightweight division, a lot of good guys. Teofimo's at 140. You know, that was one of those guys.
That would be another great matchup for Keyshawn Davis, for sure.
They went back and forth. Man, move up, fight Teofimo. I want somebody to fight Teofimo because I don't like how he's been moving here lately.
You don't like how Teofimo been moving?
Nah. And so I need, I like Keyshawn Teofimo. Teofimo's riding off the fact that he beat Lomachenko for a couple of years now. And so he got beat by Cambozo, who hasn't done anything since. And so, yeah.
Cambozo.
Let's get Keyshawn in there with, you know, Frank Martin. They had a backstage spat. You know,
that would be another good fight for Keyshawn Davis for sure.
You know, Frank has been on the sidelines since his Gervonta fight, so let's get him back in the ring. I hope they keep him going. I hope he doesn't just fight once or twice a year and he's just talking shit on Twitter in between time. I hope he's matching up with guys and keep showing the world who he is, his talent, the businessman. Let him handle his business.
Well, he definitely looks primed and ready to do his thing, and so I'm definitely excited to see more Keyshawn Davis against any of these guys. I think he has a legitimate shot against guys like Teofimo, against Frank Martin, or against whoever you want to put in there, right? Even potentially Gervonta Davis.
That's a fight.
That's a fight.
Keyshawn is skilled.
I'm telling you, man. Like, I don't know that Gervonta will be able to just walk down and kind of stalk and wait, against a guy like Keyshawn Davis.
I don't think he does. And so you really get to see that boxing ability from Gervonta if he were to match up with Keyshawn Davis. And we talk about pay-per-view. You're talking about, legacy fight. Let's do that.
Boom, let's do that one. A good, young, up-and-coming fighter. Yeah, that would be a really good one for a legacy fight for Gervonta Davis. Sure.
Good shit, absolutely, man. Give us your opinion, man. Keyshawn versus, I think, the world. He could take on anybody. Who would you like to see him match up against, man? Keyshawn versus Gervonta. Fuck it, fight Shakur. Who should he fight? Lomachenko's retirement fight. I think that could be a great scrap, man. Let us know in the comment section below who should Keyshawn Davis out of Norfolk, Virginia match up with next. Hell yeah.
All right, y'all. Got another folding chair activity for y'all. Hope y'all enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
Damn, he got folded like a lawn chair.
My back. Is there a doctor in here? My back's gone.
Your back is okay. I might carry this heavyweight division to the top.
That's true, pero itong si Danda palaban pa rin. Oh, what a massive knockout punch! No need for a kick.
The timekeeper ring a bell, but he goes down and there is
Sometimes a little bit of right hook, sometimes you go with the right hand.
It's been a phenomenal rise. Oh, good one, two, and he's down!
left-right combination.
She's 18-0, 15 knockouts, but how many people were scared of her and did not really fight her? Oh!
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not.
All right, Mr. O'Neill, please stop using...
All right, let's get into it. Our fantasy matchup for today's episode. Today, We want to talk about, so we've been talking about Shakur Stevenson a lot on this episode. Very good, skilled young fighter. I know you're really high on Shakur Stevenson right now, as we should be. I mean, he's a good young fighter. Maybe not the most action-packed fighter, but we want to, in this fantasy matchup, we want to place him against a guy who was an action-packed fighter at 135. That's Sugar Shane Mosley. So what are we thinking would happen? Both in their prime, which for Shakur Stevenson that would be now, against a prime Sugar Shane Mosley. What do you think would happen at 135?
Great matchup, right? Interesting matchup. Skillful, tactical, good, solid matchup, right? I'm a Shakur fan. I know a lot of people aren't. And we know Shakur can be boring, right? But I think, that's because he's so good that you're not able to get the best performance out of Shakur if you're not the best fighter. And so he's so goddamn good that if you're not on his level, it's easy work, right? And so, I don't know what call that. Well, he's too goddamn good, and that's why that shit was boring.
Well, I think they used to say the same thing about Floyd, right?
Yeah.
Like he's so boring because he's so technically sound,
and that's not his fault. Right? Get better. Make Shakur want to fight you, right? And I think skill-wise, he's generational. I like what Shakur brings to the table. Me personally, I'm a fan of the pure aspect of boxing. Right? Let's not go in here and brutalize each other. Brawl. Let me outskill you. And that's what Shakur brings to the table. And without a shadow of a doubt, Shane Mosley dog walks. And it's not close. And with all due respect, lightweight Shane was different. And so
I did not expect that take. I'm sorry, I did not expect that take. Wow, that's a pretty because man, you just got done for like 5 minutes big up in Shakur Stevenson, and I just knew for a fact you were going to say that. Oh, he outskills him, he outboxes him, and he wins it like a unanimous decision.
No, it's not close. Yeah, lightweight Shane. No,
lightweight Shane was a problem, and the reason why lightweight Shane was a problem because he was also skillful, he was also fast. Right, he also had a lot of grit. Right, he also had an extensive amateur background, same as Shakur Stevenson. But the power difference,
big power difference.
The power difference between Shakur Stevenson and Sugar Shane Mosley at 135 is crazy. Right, because Shane Mosley, I mean, his power even it carried with him. As he moved up,
his whole career.
Yeah, his whole career. Shane Mosley was a power puncher for sure. So. I don't know, man. I tend to agree with that. I agree with that take. I mean, I don't know that he just completely washes him because Shakur Stevenson, like you just got done explaining, is good, tactically, skillfully. So I don't know that Sugar Shane is just able to just completely wash him. But I do think that he would rough up and make it a tough fight for Shakur Stevenson.
Man, I really don't like to predict knockouts, but I think Shane gets him up out of here and he goes away from here. Shakur might be crying like after how he lost in the Olympics. Like it could potentially be that bad. It's almost a mismatch.
But defensively though, we're talking about Shakur Stevenson. How good he is defensively. You just think that Shane is just gonna walk over him? How good Shakur is defensively?
I'm a Shakur fan. I want to make that clear. I am a Shakur fan. That power difference. Just the way Shane threw his punches with intent. He wanted to punch through his opponents. He threw him, knuckle first? He was there to hurt you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, Shakur, he can only go straight back but so many times before Shane lands that overhand and deletes him. And so...
Yeah, I think if a knockout did occur or a knockdown did occur in that fight, it will be late.
Yeah.
And I think it would just because continuous pressure from Shane Mosley and continuous power shots, both to the body and upstairs, would eventually maybe catch up to Shakur Stevenson. But I do tend to think that Shakur's defense would hold up.
And let me point this out because a lot of power punchers, power fighters are just strong, right? But Shane Mosley was light on his feet with his power.
Yeah, he had good feet.
And so, you know, Shakur's gonna try and use the ring, and Shane's on his ass, throwing bombs. Like, it's
well,
different.
and that's the thing too, because I think Sugar Shane Mosley, you know, he threw a good amount of punches. Like he wasn't just gonna coast through a round only throwing a few punches, and that's a problem with Shakur, right? He can go through a round only throwing maybe a few, you know, punches, countering here and there. So, you know, I think on points, definitely. I mean, I could see Shane Mosley, you know, just out punching Shakur Stevenson.
There's not a guy equivalent in boxing right now. You know, I think that can hold up to lightweight Shane Mosley. Young, hungry Shane Mosley. That's tough.
Shout out to Sugar Shane Mosley, man. Apparently, man, you a wash, Shakur Stevenson, in a matchup at 135. So shout out to Shane Mosley, man. But he is a legend of the sport. So shout out to Shane Mosley, and shout out to Shane Mosley Jr., man. He's a good fighter too. So shout out to Sugar Shane Mosley.
Doing this thing, man. Retire my guy. Hell yeah, man. Crazy fantasy matchup, man. Let us know what you think about Shakur Stevenson versus a fucking legend in the sport. Man, we gave our take on it. Let us know what you think. Go ahead, like, follow, subscribe, man. Per usual, goddamn always, it's JMC and Davo. We are the Unprofessional Experts Podcast. Go ahead, tell everybody, tell anybody, man. New episode. Hell yeah. Until next time.
The devil is not attacking you because you are weak. The devil is attacking you because you are a threat. Because there is something valuable inside you. Remember, thieves don't try to break into empty houses. The devil couldn't take you out, so he's trying to wear you out. So don't you ever give in, because the tide is about to turn in your favor. God knows you're tired. He knows you're trying. Put him first. Trust him. He will make a way. Even when you aren't sure of the outcome, you can be sure of your God.
I swear to God, bro. I thought you was... Bro, you did all that bigging up on Shakur. I'm thinking this nigga definitely about to say, yeah, like Shakur outpoints him, or Shakur will win by the